I never had any first-hand generational guidance in the farming at all. When there was this culmination of events in my life 4.5 years ago, I was working at Capital One, I got laid off. My youngest son grew up, went off to college, and a lot of pressure was released off of me. So I decided to re-explore a passion of my youth. And when I got laid off, at first I was kind of in a state of shock of everything that happened, you know. All in all, I see it now as a blessing, a gift from the universe in a way, that I got out of that world and into this world. I probably grow, at the peak I was up to maybe 80 different things. I've scaled back, I've explored the sales figures. I'm down to about 40 different things now. I grow radishes, turnips, carrots, beets, broccolini, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, onions, garlic, asparagus, strawberries, kales. My salad mix is very popular. I grow spinach, potatoes, one of my #1 crops. Adirondack red potato, and it has compounds in it like anthocyanin, bioflavonoids, so it's considered a superfood. There's a blue version of that which I also grow, Adirondack blue. So there's a lot of more higher nutritional value. I also grow a diabetic potato called Nicola, which has a lower glycemic index. And then in the fall, I grow the purple sweet potatoes, which are also in the superfood category. And then I'm hopefully going to produce some elderberries for the herbalists to produce that elixir they use for flu prevention. Biodynamic, there's a lot more to it than what I do, but biodynamic in my world includes planting by the moon, planting when it's favorable for above ground crops, below ground crops, doing cultivation of the soil in the barren phases of the moon so that you'll have better success destroying weeds. Harvesting in the barren phase is supposed to prolong the lifespan of the crop after harvest. I also built into that is Zodiac, where you only plant during a water or earth sign. So the moon and the Zodiac kind of work together. Biointensive, and that involves where you plant really densely. You plant things in 3 or 6 rows. You're trying to crowd out and shade out all the weed competition. I do some of that. Being an organic farmer, I believe that there's balance in nature and that the chemicals that are used by conventional farming pollute the soil, pollute the crop. I've had a lot of customers tell me that after switching over to the types of crops that I grow, that their children with food allergies, the allergies would go away. That's 50 cents. If you're a conventional farmer using chemicals, you're killing honeybees, native bees, all these other things that we saw out there earlier. There's lady beetles, sylphid flies, taconid flies, all these things, dragonflies that you're impacting. Spiders, very sensitive to chemicals. So when you approach it my way, it's more of like an ecosystem where everyone at least gets a decent chance to participate. That's the buckwheat there, the white. If you took a quick moment to get a close-up, we'd probably see evidence of beneficial insects, and it's like a habitat for them. Since I don't use chemicals, this is my #1 defense against pests, is creating habitat for the good bugs to come in and attack the bad ones. Now, if the pests get really bad, I will use soap mixed with a dormant oil sometimes, which is all organic certified. But I just believe that it's just more in harmony with nature overall. I believe it's healthier for people to eat food that's raised organically. I also believe that the flavor profile of organic food is superior. This is an example of, when you've got 6 months of rain in 6 weeks, it's very difficult to run the tractor. So, we've got this tomato here, surrounded by all this weed pressure, but the plants are still happy and they still bear fruit. So like this year, on a normal year, you're supposed to get about 10, you get from 1 pound of seed potatoes, you're supposed to get 10 to 15 pounds of harvest, right? So this year, I've had really, it's very wet, the wettest May on record in Virginia. So I had a lot of environmental issues that led to wireworms and Colorado potato beetles. So I'm getting, the other day, out of a bushel, only maybe 25% of that bushel is viable as a grade A fancy potato. So I'm sacrificing quite a lot in terms of yield to adhere to my organic guidelines, you know. There's kind of a movement going on now with trying to sort of revolutionize food in America. Some of the restaurants I work with have that mentality. I really get excited about that kind of collaborative thing, growing certain crops for certain restaurants. The rewards, well, one of the rewards is providing people with pure, clean food. I get a lot of juice out of that. I like the lifestyle out here. It's very peaceful, it's quiet. I rest when I need to. I take siestas a lot, you know. Sometimes I even take a nap or two on a hot day. It keeps me fit more than anything. My buddy's father used to say, he was a cattle rancher, he said farming's not a living, it's a lifestyle, you know. There's a lot of wildlife out here, wild turkeys. I had a flock of cedar waxwings come through last fall, you know. I like that kind of thing. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. It gives you a sense of solace and peace that I like.
With 63.73 inches of rain in Richmond in 2018, Dominic took a big hit last year. He tells us his potato yield was off by about 80%, and some of the sweet potatoes yielded as low as 10% of normal. He also only got 10 pounds of heirloom tomatoes and typically gets 10,000 pounds. But he's gotten off to a good start this year, which we're told should be a much drier one. Deli Carpini Farm supplies organic produce to a few Virginia restaurants, and through the Farm to School program, supplies schools like Hanover County. You can find his produce at Montpelier Center for the Arts Market on Thursdays and at Ashland Farmers Market on Saturdays. To find out more, visit the website on your screen.